Hey guys! So I'm a bit further away from usual, so hopefully the audio isn't strange. I'm also in my childhood bedroom. The walls are green, which makes the lighting in here very strange, so I hope I don't look incredibly yellow. But today I decided I wanted to do a video I've been thinking about doing for a while. I used to make posts on DeviantArt that were like my manga collection and photos of my manga collection, and people always really enjoyed them. And I don't own like an insane amount of manga, but this is, for the most part, all of my manga that I collected through my childhood. I started reading manga when I was in 4th grade, so that would be 11 years ago now. Oh my gosh, that's 2006? But I've always loved collecting manga. I loved reading manga growing up, going to Barnes & Noble, and like saving up my money for all, being like, I'm gonna buy the next issue of Magical X Miracale or Tokyo Mew Mew or whatever, like meant a lot to me, especially at a time where it wasn't like super readily available. Like I could definitely read it online, but it was a lot easier for me as a kid to just like purchase it because everything was harder online when I was a child. So this is my collection, so I'm just gonna go ahead and run through it. Some things I'll just talk about really quick, and other things I might go more in depth to because I have a lot of nostalgia around some of these books. So let's go. So the first book I have is the Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright official casebooks. I think it's just a manga of the first game or so. There might be other cases. I don't remember for sure. This is good. I enjoyed this. Next, this book was part of an incredibly popular manga series. This is Alice in the Country of Hearts. I only ever had the first book, but I think that this is one that I ended up reading all of the rest online because I remember being very into this, or I read at least up to a certain point. But yeah, this was very popular. Also, when Tokyo Pop still existed, most of my books, well, actually, not a majority, but a lot of the books I bought were published by Tokyo Pop. Next, I have Amazing Agent Luna. I feel like this is a book that everyone at some point owned, the omnibus of Amazing Agent Luna. It's about a girl who's a secret agent, not a robot. Part of me is like, she's a robot. I don't remember very well. But I always liked this, and I always remember like all of my friends owned this, and I don't know why. Then I have the first book of Animal Academy. I remember really liking this one, and I think I must have just read the rest in stores, just being that person sitting on the floor in Barnes & Noble and reading over it. But I loved this. I thought it was a really cute concept. I have the first book of Bakuman. I watched the movie for this actually on a flight, I think over to England, and I loved it. This is a story I really love. I don't think I ever finished reading the manga, but the movie's top. Live action movie. Then I have books 1 and 4 of Beauty Pop. I think I had more of them at one point, or my sister did. Sometimes me and my sister shared manga, but I remember loving this series and the main character and her like adorable short bob. This is also like prime shoujo artwork. I love this art style that's in here, and I always love this, that it's about like transforming people into becoming beautiful. Is that vain? I don't know. I have books 1 and 5 of Blackbird. These were actually gifts from a relative. I don't know if they knew what they were buying me, because Blackbird gets a little bit inappropriate at times. But I never got super into it. I think I ended up reading books 2 through 4 online just so I could catch up to book 5, but I was never super into that. I have the first book of Black God, which is about like if you find a double of yourself, you have to fight it out, which I like. That's a concept that I carry with me for the rest of my life. I just think about how strange that is. Like, oh, if I ever found another me, we'd have to fight it out to the death. I actually won this book in a cosplay contest at a local anime club. That plane is so loud. My parents' house is by 2 different airports, so it gets noisy sometimes. Lots of planes. Lots of planes. So next I have books 1 and 2 of Blue Exorcist. I don't actually think I ever read these. They were gifts from a friend, and I don't think I was super into it. But yeah, but I know one of my really close friends loves Blue Exorcist, so maybe I should pick it up and give it a try again. Oh wow! Now this is a throwback. Also, it's left to right, so it's been flipped and translated. So this is The Dreaming. This is a horror book. I remember this being like a big deal. I don't remember what made it scary now. I don't know. Part of me like doesn't feel afraid from comics anymore. Thanks battle royale. You ruined me. Oh no, those are some scary comics. But yeah, I distinctly remember getting this. I feel like I got this from like a Scholastic book fair, which would be weird because it's a horror book. Ooh, so next I have The Big Boy. Oh, it has a DS game. Oh no. It had Action Replay on it. I totally didn't cheat at DS games, I swear. So this is obviously the omnibus of the first Fruits Baskets books 1 and 2. So it is the hardcover, which I loved. Part of me kind of wishes I had got the rest of these because I love hardcover books and hardcover manga. What a concept. Of course I have read all of Fruits Baskets, of course. This is just such an iconic series from my childhood. I don't think anyone my age who was into anime and manga has not read this. Like, this was the thing for girls in like middle school to obsess over. So this one's heartbreaking, this next one. This is Gosick. This is actually the first light novel on my wall, woo! Which is a mystery novel, and I love mysteries and I love the main character. They actually made an anime out of this, but I never watched it because I enjoyed the novel so much that I just wanted to keep reading the novels. But this came out right around the time that Tokyo Pop closed. So I think they published this and the next book they translated and published, but I remember the next book being incredibly expensive because it became really rare when Tokyo Pop closed. I don't remember if that's still the case. Obviously I haven't looked it up recently, but that was a very big deal for me because, again, I love this book. It was the first light novel I ever bought and read. I loved Gosick. I still love Gosick. I might just take this with me and read it in my free time because I just love a light little mystery. Then I have books 1 and 2 of Hack Another Birth. I don't know if I ever read past these books. I was never super into the Hack series. I really wanted to get into it, but it just like wasn't quite the thing for me. God, it's weird seeing the prices on these. Like, these are all $8 at once. I'm pretty sure manga is like few dollars more than that now. Then I have the first 5 books in the Haruhi Suzumiya light novel series, which is The Melancholy, Sigh, Boredom, Disappearance, and Rampage of Haruhi Suzumiya. I love these books. Again, I don't know if I bought this light novel before Gosick. I actually might have bought this one first because I think I bought it thinking it was the manga, but it's a light novel series and I love these. Part of me kind of wishes I could go and get the rest of them, but I think I would have to reread everything just to kind of remember where I left off. But they are light novels, so maybe not. I don't know. But again, what an iconic series from my age growing up. Haruhi Suzumiya was, again, like such a big thing. Then another really big thing from when I was growing up is Higurashi When They Cry. I only actually got... Oh, that's spooky. My door just made a noise. Am I gonna die? Is this some weird... Is this foreshadowing because I'm talking about Higurashi? Oh, I should open it. I don't want to. I'll figure it out later. So this is book 1 of the 3rd series. So again, it's kind of like a weird book for me to buy. I don't think I understood how Higurashi worked when I bought this. And I'm pretty sure I bought this and then I watched a majority of the anime. I have not seen all of Higurashi because at times it just got a bit much for me. And this was also when I was in middle school still, so I was a bit young and I've never been into horror. But this is a really interesting series. I don't have much to say about it other than that. I have the first book of Honey Hunt, which I don't remember anything about, so I'm assuming it's just some sort of shoujo that I got for a birthday or something. I have the first book of Ouran High School Host Club, still an amazing series, an amazing anime. I really enjoyed the manga too. I'm pretty sure I read all of it. I love the artwork in this, beautiful shoujo, the big alien eyes, I love them. So that's that. Oh, now this is a classic. This isn't really a manga, but Japan which is like a comic about a girl's trip to Japan, which is what got me really into ball jointed dolls because she was interested in ball jointed dolls and into like Lolita fashion and all sorts of stuff. And I'm pretty sure we bought this right after it came out, which was also the summer after I went to Japan, I believe. So maybe since I was in 5th grade. So this was like big in my true awakening of becoming a little nerd. This isn't actually a manga, but it is a thing that came with the Moon Phase box set, in case you ever watched Moon Phase. I did. I have the first book of Kamichama Karin Chu, which is the 2nd series of Kamichama Karin. That's a hard thing for me to say. But yeah, it's the first book of the 2nd series. or the like OVA style series. I have Kamisama Kiss, which I don't remember very much about. I think I liked this, and I think I read ahead online. I like remember the characters pretty well, but I never bought past the first book. Then we have a series that I obviously bought past the first book, K-On! Book 1 through 4, as well as college, and I think there's actually another book. I think there's a 5th book that's the next generation in high school, but I never bought it, but I did read it. I love K-On! K-On! Is an iconic series to my growing up. It's also a 4-paneled strip, which I love 4-paneled strip style comics. Then I have a series that I also really loved and I wish was made into an anime, which is Magical X Miracale. This is a book about a girl going to a school to learn magic, and then she like has to pretend to be a princess, and it's very good. I love this. I love the characters. The outfit design is so beautiful, like just such cute outfits. Part of me's like cosplay that, and part of me's like, no one's gonna recognize your obscure manga cosplay. I have the first book in the Mao-Chan series. Is this the Omnibus? I don't remember, or maybe this is just the first book, which is huge. I watched, I think, all of this anime, and I really liked it. It's about girls who like defend the planet from aliens sort of show. Interesting. Budgeting is a thing in it. What? So the next book I have, or the last book on the top shelf, is the Cardcaptor Sakura Omnibus Book 1. This is a heavy book. It is beautifully printed. Just the cover itself, you're just like, oh. Beautiful art style, such an iconic story. I don't know what to say other than that. This is just a gorgeous book, and it has colored prints in the back. Beautiful. So I'm gonna talk about the stuff that's hanging out up top here. First, I have books 1 through 4 of Tokyo Mew Mew. I actually have doubles of books 3? Yeah, and part of that is because my friend gave me her Tokyo Mew Mew books, and I actually sent off her copy of the first book to another friend who had never read the series before, because I wanted them to get to see the art style, because as you guys know, I'm a Tokyo Mew Mew fiend. Love me some Tokyo Mew Mew. I ironically don't have a full collection of the manga. I think I ended up reading the rest online, but my copy of the first book is destroyed. This was the first manga book I ever bought, which is like really cute to think about. And I took this thing everywhere with me. I remember keeping it in like my little like cubby locker thing in 4th grade. I just was obsessed with this book. I loved it so much. So, and then I also have the first 2 books in the, oh no, I only have the first 1 book in the Alade Mode after story series, but again, I have read all of this online. Also, oh my god, this is iconic. It says watch on 4Kids TV, catch Mew Mew power. Isn't that amazing? The things we lost because they didn't finish dubbing it. I had such high like hopes and dreams that Tokyo Mew Mew would become like as popular as Winx Club ended up becoming, and that there would be like Tokyo Mew Mew figures in Halloween costumes, and I was like, I'm so ready for this. And then it never happened, and it broke my heart. I love $1 million. So, ooh, I have 3 of these books. I didn't even know. Next is another 4-panel comic style book, which is Neko Ramen. It's a book about a cat that runs a ramen shop that has a holiday card from the YMCA in it. Oh, this is actually really cute. Well, I need to save this. These are just adorable. If you guys like 4-panel comics, if you guys like cats, if you guys like food, you might like these. I really enjoy reading them. Now this isn't really a manga, more so much talking about a different style of kimono, but this is Clamp's Okimono Kimono, which is just beautifully illustrated, and it goes through different styles of kimono and some different illustrations and coordinations. I just enjoy this as someone who enjoys fashion and history. What a combination. So this book means a lot to me. This was actually serialized in my local newspaper, but as someone who grew up reading the comics every single day, it meant a lot to get to see something that I really cared about also in there, manga being in there. This is a American-made manga, so it does read left to right, and it is about ferrets, and I loved it, so that's a little one. Oh, I have the first 2 books of Sugar Princess, which is a manga about a girl that did ice skating. So this is like Yuri on Ice before Yuri on Ice. Don't think this ever became an anime, of course. And it's a 2-volume series. I like the back of the 2nd volume. It's like final volume, just to let you know that like that's the end, girl. This is two and done. The first book of School Rumbo. This is an adorable anime as well. Just very cute, sort of slice of life, cute stuff. So good. You'd like it if you read it or watched it. Then I have the first book of Toradora. I think I read pretty far into the manga series online, but I don't think I ever finished reading it or finished watching it, but I always really loved this series. It's a cute concept. This is a big one for me. Venus versus Virus. This is a manga. It's also an anime. The covers. I will never get over how gorgeous the covers of these books are. I love the art in this series. I love the plotline. I love the characters. I like how it's a little bit gay, but in a way that's... I seriously one day want to cosplay this still, forever. So that's Venus versus Virus. Hardest name for me to say. I also have the DVD of the anime because I'm in it to win it. Then I have the first copy of, oh, this is the DVD of Hentalia. That's not manga, but now you know I watched Hentalia. My last manga book that I have on my bookshelf is Naruto book 38 because Sasuke's on the cover looking fine. I also drew in this book because I was a dweeb who had the biggest crush on Sasuke. Me more. But yeah, that's why I have book 38 of Naruto. I used to have more Naruto books that were from a friend, but I ended up passing them on to another friend because you gotta share the love. So the only books I owned that I know for sure aren't here. I had, I think, a complete collection of the Lucky Star books that I ended up giving to a friend. I have the third book in the Please Tell Me Gakko-chan series, which is another sort of 4-panel short story comic series. I also have the first light novel in the RE0 series, but it's also at my apartment. And on my floor, because I just bought these, I have the first 2 light novels in the Monogatari series. So I have Kai's Monogatari and the first book of Bakumonogatari. I watched the anime for these forever ago, and I know I'm now outdated on these, but the covers are beautiful on these. I am really excited to read them. I'm hoping I can get into them because I remember this being a really fascinating series to watch, so I'm like, maybe I'll enjoy reading them too. So thank you guys for going on a little walk down memory lane with me. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I thought this would be kind of a fun idea. Are there any series that you guys recognize that you also read? I'm kind of curious. Especially like, did you read Peach Fuzz too? Because if anyone else out there read Peach Fuzz, I just want to like high five you and give you a pat on the back and we can be friends. So I think that is all for now. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like or subscribe if you'd like to see more similar videos. Obviously can't do the same video, that would be excessive. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.